Good morning. Welcome to this morning's service. Hope everyone is well and safe. There is a great deal going on in the world around us. There are so many things that we have to be concerned with. The fire of the pandemic is coming and touching all of our lives. I hope you can continue to take the necessary precautions to assure your safety and the safety of the people around you. Hopefully this service that we conduct on Sunday mornings can be thought of as something that continues to be a regular part of your life. That's something that you can come to and feel at ease, that you can come to and be a part of with a larger community. That even in the midst of these great concerns, there is also this temple, this Sangha, that is connected, that is made up of people who share in this experience together. We'll begin this morning's service with Sambujo, and then we'll read Junirai together. So if you please join now in the reading of Sambujo and Junirai.
So let us read the three treasures together. So please join me in Gacho. Hard is it to be born into human life, now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teaching of the first one, now we hear it. We do not deliver ourselves in the present life. No hope is there that we shall be free from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us certainly take refuge in the three treasures of truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle your way to enlightenment, and awaken in ourselves our spring will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged into the doctrine, and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in a true accord in your way of harmony, in the spirit of universal brotherhood, free from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriads of kalpas, how is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine? Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for participating in this service. So I'd like to share the Wasan written by Shinon Shonin before my Dhamma talk. So please join me in Gassho. The cloud of light is unhindered, like open sky. There's nothing that impedes it. Every being is nurtured by this light. So take refuge in Amida, the one beyond conception. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. That's okay. Thank you. So in the beginning, so I'd like to share what I learned from the Tsukiji Honganji's YouTube channel. There's a branch temple of Nishi Honganji in Tokyo, Tsukiji, where it's known as a famous fresh fish market. I found that they also live stream their morning services and Dhamma talks on their YouTube channel the other day. So I started joining their morning service on YouTube. They start their services at 7 in the morning, but Japan time. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you don't need to get up early in the morning. Fortunately, it's 3 p.m. for us in America. It's not too early or late. So if you're interested in this, so please check out their YouTube channel. And the other day, one day, my friend Buddhist minister gave a Dhamma talk after the service, after the sutra chanting. He shared that Japanese Red Cross Society announced that COVID-19 has 3 different scary aspects. One is the disease itself. The second one is our uneasiness and fear. And the third one is our prejudice, discrimination, and violence. These three are connected to each other. As you know, since the virus is invisible and the vaccine hasn't been made useful yet, that makes us feel uneasy and fearful strongly. Because of this uncertain situation, our uneasiness and fear cause rumor, discrimination, and violence of our words in order to protect ourselves from the virus. When we are influenced by uncertain information in the beginning of this pandemic, the panic buying of toilet paper, hand sanitizers, and masks were maybe caused by our fears. Nobody has ever experienced COVID-19 in this world, and it's a new challenge for us, for everyone. Everybody wants to know what the solution is, but we might die if we didn't do anything before getting the vaccine. So our actions now can make a big change to how we survive. Through this uncertain situation, we can know the true nature of our human beings. Maybe under this uncertain situation, we can easily lose our sight and can easily get lost where we are headed in our life. This is how we live. I'd like to share the parable of poison arrow, which appeared in a part of Pali Canon. It contains many stories, including this one about the poison arrow. The young man was anxious to get answer to this question about life after death. So Buddha told him that there was once a man that been wounded by the poison arrow. When his family wanted to find a doctor to help him, the man said no. The mortally wounded man said that before any doctor tried to help him, he wanted to know who had attacked him, what was his cause, and where was he from. He also wanted to know this other man's height, strength, skin tone, the kind of bow he used, whether its string was made of hemp, silk, or bamboo. So, as he wondered if arrow's feathers came from vulture, peacock, or falcon, and other the bow was common, curved, or made of oleander. He ended up dying before getting any answer to any of his questions. The first thing we should do in the situation is, of course, to pull the arrow out of his body and treat the wound to avoid the threat of poison, right? But he didn't. He didn't want to let the people do that because he was more curious about other things than fatal thing. What did Shakyamuni Buddha try to tell us through this parable? I heard at present people get as much information in one day that people of Edo period, people who lived about 300 years ago, got throughout their lives. With the development of the technologies such as internet, we can easily search and know the current situation of the world in a flash. We glow by learning and taking in much knowledge and information, and those experiences and knowledge gradually help us to broaden our perspectives wider and give us a new view of the world. However, there are still many mysteries which nobody knows the clues in the world. For example, what was it like before the universe begins? How come the water was originally generated in the earth? Why do human beings laugh and shed tears? What is in the bottom of the sea? What is the mechanism of dreaming? What is the vaccine of COVID-19? If you know the answer to these questions by any chance, please let me know and explain it simply. It is said that Shakyamuni Buddha kept silence without saying anything when people asked him these kind of questions. One of his disciples complained to Shakyamuni Buddha like this: "How come you don't answer to my questions? If you do not know, please say so honestly. I cannot stop thinking about it. I cannot start my practice without hearing your answers." Shakyamuni Buddha answered as follows: "Please understand that the teaching which I don't tell is not my teaching. My teaching is not the teaching to tell you the answer to what you wondered, such as whether the universe is eternal or not, or whether the soul exists or not. So you will be never to hear those answers from me. If you cannot start your practice after hearing the answer from me, you will never be free from the sufferings. My teaching is how to resolve our sufferings." As Shakyamuni Buddha said, Buddhism is not the teaching to meet our curiosities and interests. It is not for being smart by increasing knowledge. It is a teaching to resolve our sufferings in our minds. Even if all mysteries are clearly revealed, it wouldn't mean that these things help us to liberate from our sufferings. What does the arrow drag to in the matter of our lives? Shakyamuni Buddha tried to put the priorities on the resolution of basic sufferings which human beings have in our lives. That is a teaching of Buddha. Our present society made it difficult for us to focus on our life, which we really should treat instantly. Of course, COVID-19 is really horrible as a disease, but I thought the other two aspects of the coronavirus are also horrible. Japanese Red Cross Society suggests us to reflect upon our way of thinking, feeling, and attitude toward others, and to enhance our capacity of hearing the information correctly in order not to be swayed by our fears and uneasiness. Doctors are specialists of illness and diseases, but I believe Buddhism is the best thing to reflect upon our minds and lives. It doesn't mean the teaching of Buddhism can cure a disease, even if we learn it. But for our life, this is what we really need to treat before anything. We are only people who try not to see the truth of our life, such as birth, aging, sickness, and death, and our blind passions, which cause us trouble. Amida Buddha is Buddha, which never abandoned anyone, because Amida grasps at one who seeks to run away, and Amida embraces every living thing. We can easily sway by uncertain information and someone's words, depending on the situation. That is why it really matters to us what kind of words we encounter. The true and real words of Amida Buddha make us aware of ourselves, the true ourselves, and lead us to live our true life. The arrow from Amida is always directed to each of our lives here and now. Thank you for listening. So I'd like to conclude this my Dhamma talk with Gassho. Please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Thank you.
Thank you, Sensei. As we, consider the things in our world and how we interact with the world, and how much of our own preferences interfere with how we see the world and how we understand the world, especially in these times. If we can set aside perhaps our own prejudices, we can begin to see the world differently in a way that can provide understanding, and hope, and compassion. Thank you for joining us this morning. We will continue with this 10 o'clock service until the 13th of September. So 2 more weeks, next week and the following week, we'll continue with this 10 o'clock Sunday morning service. On the 13th of September, we'll begin our 9:30 Dharma School service and our 10:10 Adult English service. And our Dharma School classes will resume at that time, as well as our Scout classes will start up. So please continue to join us for this 10 o'clock service. And remember, you can always look for the Tsukiji Honganji, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Is that Tsukiji?
Tsukiji.
Is that Japanese or?
Japanese.
Japanese?
But,
They do English sometimes.
Yes.
They do English sometimes. So Tsukiji is kind of a international temple where they receive a lot of foreign students coming to the Honganji. So sometimes they'll do English Hoa. But the 3 o'clock in the afternoon, most likely Japanese language. Well, please, if you have a chance, take a look at that Tsukiji Honganji streaming from Tokyo. If anything, you'll have a different experience. And in this time, it's so amazing that we can be in different parts of the world so easily and participate in hearing and sharing the Buddha Dharma. One of the things that we've started here, because of the threat of fire, if you are in an area that requires you to evacuate, or if you are in a area that you are being warned to prepare to evacuate. And you have goods, household goods, that you would like to store. The Betsin will allow that to occur in our annex. We will be receiving material. Of course, we cannot guarantee the security. We'll try the best we can. But if you are a part of the Sangha and are concerned and need a place to store goods, please contact the Betsin. I know it's a very scary time, and we can hopefully, as a Sangha, help to support one another. Again, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Thank you very much for your continued presence and support of the Betsin. As we close, will you please join in Gassho and Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you very much, everyone. Be safe.